Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Fdt'S with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. And by the way, I have to say, I got some comments from several of you. Apparently, Google Translator, I put a transcript up for the hearing impaired. I use that option. And apparently, they don't, that translator does not like Fdt'S. It said, people were saying, it's saying on there, I'm a fake. I was like, it says what? Huh? So, but I have no control over that, and hopefully you listen and watch long enough to get my vibe and see whether or not you feel like I'm the real deal. So, and I hope you think so. If you are new to the channel, I'm a tarot and oracle reader. I'm also a former newspaper journalist, so gives you an idea. But I try to stick to the facts. I try to do my homework, my research, stay involved and on top of issues. But then I go to spirit, and we get an added layer of what's really going on from a spiritual perspective, behind the scenes, that sort of thing. So, got a couple of things I want to look at today, for sure. So Elon Musk is kind of sort of calling it a day, even though he ain't, that's not exactly what he's saying. My words, not his. But, after Tesla tanking, people have done their thing around the world. It's not just the protests here in America, but we've seen around the world sales of Tesla are absolutely in the toilet. So he has lost a bunch of billions, a bunch of billions. Still technically, quote unquote, wealthiest man in the world, but he's taken a hard hit. So he's saying he's going to bow out and devote himself more to his business. Yeah, and I don't think that's going to recover for him. But here's the thing. It's coming out now, and Spirit said this a while ago in reference to Musk's presence and bromance with Fdt's. That he's a fall guy. He was always designed to be a fall guy. And there are Project 2025 insiders who are now coming out and saying, yeah, it's true. He was always designed to be a fall guy. That Fdt's needed a shield for a lot of this break everything all at once. That Elon was a perfect shield for that. So we see what that's cost him. Next up, though, who seems to be jumping up, and like, okay, then now it's my turn, is Marco Rubio, who we know was clashing with Elon for quite some time. And Fdt's had to kind of get in between the middle of them and say, wait, I need the two of you to work together. We're all good. But now that Elon has said, I'm stepping back, I want to take a look. Spirit is saying Rubio is getting ready to get in the line of fire. He's talking about, he's jumping, I'll dismantle the State Department. Who needs human rights? Like, really, he could not go any more 180 than what he has previously done in the Senate as a senator, even a really conservative senator, but championed so many causes that now he's completely ready to do an about face and go against. So I want to take a look at the blowback on him, how long he's gonna if he's next, if he's the next fall guy. And then I want to take a look at, you all, we heard that Fdt's has decided to go to Rome to observe Pope Francis's funeral. I don't think that's going to go well. I think he's going to get so iced out. My guides are saying he's going to get like the vibes toward him, the looks, the disregard. Yeah, there will be a certain level of respect that's paid to him, especially what's her name, Maloney. I've forgotten. I just checked out, like, something about her. But she's going to roll out, she's going to do her thing, especially since she was just here in the White House with him. So that's going to happen. But other world leaders, European leaders, others around the globe, he is going to feel, he likes to be big guy. He likes to be, I'm that dude. And that is not what Spirit is saying is going to happen. I'm not sure what else may happen. I'm not necessarily getting any sense of danger, but just embarrassment. That's more the word. So I want to take a look at that. And finally, you all, if we have time, I don't want to go too long today. Hegseth. Is it going to be a 3 strikes you're out kind of situation? We had Signalgate version 1. Now we got Signalgate version 2. And, will there be another Signalgate, or will there be something else? But it just feels like momentum is really ratcheting up around Pete Hegseth, and it's tick-tock for him. Like the clock is ticking on him. None too soon, many would say. So let's go in and see what's going to happen here. First up, want to take a... There we go. I shuffled, and right at the bottom of the deck is the Chariot with Elon on his way out the door. And of course he said, oh no, I'll still be around. I'll still be a part of the government. I'll do things a couple of days a week. He is his usefulness as a brand, as the whole, I've got the richest guy in the world right by my side all day, all night, right? Anytime I need him at my disposal. But he's going to go into self-preservation mode. That's what's happening. Musk. He's going to go into he is going into self-preservation mode. Spirit. Going to Marco Rubio. Is he the next fall guy? Is he being positioned to begin to take some of the heat? 10 of Cups. Yeah. And that's really interesting because it's his embrace of it. That this is typically a really positive, energetic card, but it's so much. It's a big flow of energy that's going toward Rubio. He loves knowing that Elon is now going to be kind of off, exit stage left. He loves that. He's feeling like, yes, now watch me work. I don't have to work around him. Now I can try and position myself as, as one of Fdt'S favorites. But, ooh, Spirit. So Marco not only drank the Kool-Aid, he's starting to make his own batches of it, apparently. Spirit is Marco Rubio. He's going to put on a brave face, get out there, kick and scream. I know what I'm doing. Mind you all, they're saying Rubio and Witkoff were supposed to participate in the talks in London around Russia and Ukraine, right? They've backed off now. A lot of other world leaders have backed off, or they're sending surrogates to supposedly. So essentially, you know what that means. Nothing's going to happen. A deal is not going to get reached because they're saying Zelensky is like, no, you're telling me that we have to abdicate and hand over Crimea. Not happening. Absolutely just not going to happen. So Rubio, now the line is from the administration, well then, okay, we'll just walk away from it. Here's the thing. Rubio, fall guy. Yes, 6 of Wands. He's pretending that this was the plan all along. That we're in charge. That we have always been, remember, he was supposed to end it on day 1. Fdt. If I get in there, that war is over on day 1. So there's this push on Rubio to pretend and continue. It takes time. 6 of Wands is an energy where, yeah, it's in motion, but it takes time. So he's trying to say, oh no, we're still willing to be in talks and to help this happen. Everything Fdt told you, yeah, some of it's taken longer than we thought, but we're still ready to put everything on the table and make this happen. However, I've also heard or read in doing some research that Putin has dangled a carrot in front of Fdt and re-emerged with this idea that Fdt wanted a long time ago around having a Trump Tower across from the Kremlin in Moscow, and presenting it in such a way you can have your Trump Tower here. We'll do a big to-do to announce the new alliance between the U.S. and Russia. And Rubio, is going to get caught up right center in the middle of that. There it is, karma, Wheel of Fortune. You all, that man's future is done, politically and otherwise. Rubio, well, and ultimately Fdt, but I'm focused on Rubio. He's about to step into the middle of it. He's been given the directive, again, another pawn another shield to to strengthen this alliance with Russia, even at the expense of Ukraine, for entertainment purposes only. I always have to throw that in there. So this is, and the high priestess, trying to do it on the sly, trying to do it, having been given the directive and putting those things in motion, but they don't want that to come out. Can you imagine, even, to the MAGA faithful, if it comes out that, oh, guess what? We're about to build Trump Tower across the street from the Kremlin. Like, come on. How many excuses can you make, right? So that's what the high priestess is about. He's trying to, Rubio has been told, start to make this happen, put it in place, but at the same time, don't let it become big news. Watch your step. Rubio, Spirit, ultimately, is Rubio going to go down as Elon Musk is going down? Is Rubio, Marco Rubio, is he going to go down just as we are seeing? Seven of Swords, the lies are going to be come to the front. And he recognizes his own self-betrayal. The Seven of Swords it is a card of lies and deceit and betrayal, or at least one of the common meanings of it. But this is him having betrayed himself, having lied to himself that what he's doing is somehow, some way, a collaborative effort. That he is representing this faction of the Republican Party that has, that is authoritarian. So, Nine of Pentacles, that feels like a timing element to me for some reason. Spirit, is this around September or later? Like, is there going to be a major development around Rubio around that time? King of Wands, that's him. Yes. There's some sort of major development around him, just as it took a certain amount of time for everything to develop with Elon. There's a certain amount of time where there's going to be a threshold reached with Rubio. And it won't be that Rubio necessarily makes mistakes, just as, arguably Elon did not make quote-unquote mistakes according to his marching orders from Fdt, but he made tremendous mistakes in misjudging the populace in regards to Tesla, in regards to his products, in regards to his brand. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is someone, I don't know if this is Bondi. This feels like someone who will begin to challenge Rubio. Am I right about that, Spirit? Queen of Pentacles. Is that someone who starts to emerge and challenge Rubio? Yeah, a real headache for him. Eight of Swords. And beginning to get in Fdt'S ear saying, I know he looks like he's doing what you told him to do, but he's becoming a liability. So, Marco Rubio, there you have it. Matter of time. There you have it. And he did it to himself. He absolutely did it to himself. Can't feel sorry for him. He absolutely did it to himself. Confirmed without question by Congress, right? Oh yeah, we know him. We've been knowing him for a long time. And he's, yeah. All right. So, State Department changes. I think he's going to hit resistance with that as well. A lot of resistance. There will be some cutbacks. I'm getting, there will be very, a certain modicum of success with that. He'll be able to identify, but this wholesale buy-in that he thinks he's going to get now that Elon's out of the way and he thinks he's going to be big dog, it ain't happening. There's going to be resistance to that. And I think the resistance is going to be, we will see more lawsuits even. The DOJ is already stretched beyond its means. The law firms, Spirit talked about that in a video last week. We looked at these law firms that they hired to bend the knee and say, you're going to give us all this representation. What is it? Almost $1 billion, 950 million, the last figure I saw, of pro bono work being promised by these various law firms that bent the knee to him. But they're not going to go. You think they're going to send their best and brightest and go all in for free? and really try and win these cases that are multiplying against the administration? No. No. No, no, no. All right. So that's that. Rubio, look around September for some serious changes with him. If not before then, whether that means that FDT says, I'm sorry, it's not working out, or whether he decides to resign or whatever. But he thinks he's getting ready to ride a wave now that Elon's stepping aside, and that wave is going to take him out to sea. All right. So second thing, let's look at FDT going to Rome. The most, like, it's so, I'm almost surprised that he's going, to tell you the truth. I'm almost surprised that he's going because, and it almost feels like he feels compelled to go because JD was just there, you know? But it certainly is not out of any respect. Come on, you couldn't get any farther apart in personality or ideology or example of life lived than Pope Francis and FDT. Like, you just could not get any further apart. Like, so this is purely staging and grandstanding on his behalf. But Spirit is FDT. Please show me the reception that FDT, the experience that FDT will have in Rome. Is he going to get iced out and perhaps even embarrassed in some way? Will something evolve that embarrasses him while he's in Rome? Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. A lot of pretense. A lot of, I want to go and pretend that I'm making nice, that I'm here for all the right reasons. When in fact, 8 of Cups behind it, right? So I'm going to pretend that I'm here for all goodwill and really, being a statesman, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, this is the backs turned on him. This is people walking away from him there. So you can come with that all you want, FDT, but this is how we feel. I knew it, you all. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. The experience that he's going to have is he's really good at pretending that he's not impacted or affected by negative emotions or energy directed toward him, but this is going to hit him hard. There's a 2 of Cups. He's gonna be relying on, I know Melania will be there. In a weird way, he's really leaning on her. And as much as we've, everyone under the sun has said she can't stand him, blah, 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 blah. It's a marriage of convenience, entertainment purposes only. But he does lean on her, or he will be leaning on her during this trip. Maybe just to create that show. And there's the 10 of Swords. He will feel the impact of the disregard and the contempt that so many world leaders have for him. This is not going to be, and there's the 5 of Swords. Absolutely, you all. This is not going to be a pleasant, whatever his real genuine motivation is, and there's got to be more to it. He's never someone who will do something just because it's the right thing to do. I don't know whether this is, he thinks he's going to get there and start striking deals with people. Is that what it is? He thinks there's going to be something that comes up around tariffs, around deal. 7 of Pentacles. He thinks he's going there. This is a business trip, basically. He thinks he's going there. This is a business trip. But when he gets there, and that's it. The Emperor. He's going to show up like big dogs in town. I'm here to talk some business. I know ostensibly we got to go, pay our quote unquote respects to Pope Francis, but I'm really here to get some things done. And it's because for all of the talk that, oh, we've got everybody coming to the table. Everybody's calling me. Everybody's kissing my, what, ASS to strike deals. Not necessarily so. Who have you seen coming to the White House? So I'm going to go there. And while everybody's there, I'm going to have some conversations or arrange the meetings. And it ain't happening, y'all. There it is. Eight of Swords comes back. It ain't happening. He's going to feel he's going to feel the wrath of European nations, of those who he has for no good reason embarrassed and diminished. And there's the Five of Wands. That is there an argument that might erupt? Is there something that we will see where he actually does have a conflict with someone? Wheel of Fortune. Keep your eye out, you all. So he's going to get iced out. He's going to get angry about being iced out. And it could lead to, he'll jump on Truth Social and start, And this could lead to, I want to go a little further on that Wheel of Fortune spirit. Does this lead to something, a deeper conflict? And there's Temperance. Some of the world leaders who will be there and encounter FDT are going to rise above. They're going to try and take the high road. In other words, we know you're a joke. We know you're a dangerous joke, but a joke nonetheless. And so because Temperance is that, it's a really healing energy, and it's an energy that represents stark differences that can somehow come together and alchemize into something healthier. So can we continue to work with you or work with the USA? Can we trust you again? Can we do business? Can we get over this hurdle? They're going to have that as their energy or their overarching mission to continue to do that, right? The global economy is going to be impacted by everything that's happening, not just in the US. We know that. But this Wheel of Fortune is also saying, what you have done, there's a lot of karma here. And it's saying what you have done for no reason, attacking all of these nations, hurting and harming all of these nations, there's a price to pay for that. And Spirit just gave me, if you've been with me before, I look for my aces from Spirit to give me a confirmation I'm on the right track. And that's what it is. And notice that it's coming in Pentacles: money, tariffs, trade, jobs, economies. Yeah. So he will come back. I don't see danger. Let me ask. Spirit, will he get there and back safely? Will he make this trip safely? Yeah, he'll be fine. The world. Yeah, so I'm not perceiving danger, but his ego is going to get extremely bruised. He's going to lash out in anger and try and further embarrass and diminish. But those world leaders, I love that Temperance came, because it shows that despite everything, they are working amongst themselves. Remember alchemy, one country, another country. The mission is that people's economies can be sustained and grow and not be as harmed as what he's trying to do. So that's going to be a big thing. All right, you all. I am going to keep this short. Pete Hegseth, real quick, last question, because I feel like, let me shuffle. I just feel like 3 strikes you're out. So far, the administration has come out, defying every reasonable thought imaginable to take up for Hegseth and say, yeah, he's good. He'll be all right. That's our boy. We're not going to turn on him, but there's more to come. And is this a 3 strikes you're out situation, Spirit? Is there going to be another scandal with Hegseth? You saw me shuffle and you heard me shuffle. There we go. Ace of Pentacles. There's more to come with him, and when that hits, it's gonna reach a point of no return. Like you can only, and is this one gonna be bigger? Like, is this next scandal or revelation around Pete Hegseth, is it going to be really, really momentous? I'm done. Another ace. Ace of Swords. Right. So, yeah. He tick-tock. He's on the clock. All right? All right, you all. Take really good care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. And please, please, chin up, your shoulders back. And you got to remember to breathe. We all have to remember to breathe. And literally, when you do that, think about, raising your vibration. Staying in a relaxed space, right? Don't give your power over to panic and anxiety or even anger. That's another thing that it's justifiable. And I'd be lying to you if I tell you I ain't sitting over here getting hot some days. But that sucks your energy, and it's counterproductive. So raise it up, relax it, and take deep breaths. Take really good care of yourselves. I'll talk to you in a couple of days. Bye.